trouble, but I know it's Caroline. They say you remind them of problems, but I think you look like Audrey. Caroline, I know that you put on a show every time you two disagree. This heart is a stone, no one will ever break it. This heart is a stone, close to you it breaks easily. 'Cause everything that they say tells me to go away, but everything that I feel tells me to stay.
Welcome to How Not to Souls, Jron here, and today we are looking at a Poison and Bleed build from Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the Her Sin, which I thought was super fun due to the variety of weapons I've had. I've used Poison and Bleed before. I both think they're great options. I think Bleed's pretty damn powerful in Dark Souls 2. Sometimes it's kind of hard to proc at times, but majority of the time it's pretty damn good. And if you don't know how Bleed and Poison work, we'll go over that throughout this video. Because they do it differently. At least they do Bleed differently in this game compared to the other games. So let's just take a look at what we got working. As you can see, we have a Dex build with a high vigor, high endurance, and attunement slots because we did cast spells because there are a few poison-based spells. No bleed-based spells, which would be pretty awesome because those seem to be effective in the other games. But there's none in this one. A decent amount of adaptability, I think. A little overdoing it, but it helps increase your poison BNS. And a little bit of intelligence so we can cast Dark Fog and Faith. Same reason, but Faith also kind of boosts your bleed BNS a bit. But the main stat to boost your bleed and poison is Dex. So keep that in mind. And so poison and bleed do work really well on a Dex build. So for our weapons, let's just take a look at what I got here. We kind of switch between dual wielding katanas, which I have the Poison Uchi, which I've never used in this game before. It's fine. I don't know. I don't like katanas in this game too much because they tend to be weak, or brittle. Not like weak as weapons, but just brittle. And the bleed black steel katana, killer combo, by the way. I mean, you'd be procking bleed. It was probably better with the man-eater on this position, but by the time I got the man-eater, I was kind of comfortable with what we had. So keep that in mind. Now, as you can see, we got a poison bleed. For our main weapon throughout the duration of the game, the bleed of flamberge. I mean, it's the earliest bleed, or not the earliest bleed weapon you can get, but one of the better bleed weapons you can get early. You can get it from Huntsman's Cups over in the valley before the Skelly Boys or Skelly Lords. Near the Rockaway or the Lockaway. Also, other weapons we also used, which were fun as heck. The Spotted Whip for poison procs and the Notch Whip for bleed, and they were both super fun. I don't know. I didn't realize I would like whips this much in this game. So yeah, I don't know. There's something. There we go. We're siphoning through absolutely everything. I don't know. There's something satisfying about dual wielding whips. They don't move so fast, but for most enemies, if you hit the combo, they will stun lock, and more often than not, you'll either proc bleed, poison, or both. It was a pretty fun time. And then for a bow, we had the Hunter's Black Bow, shooting them poison and lacerating arrows all day long, as well as, where is it? Our Little Wonder, the Black Scorpion Stinger you get from Tark after you beat Najka. And then we also, another weapon, just this one we didn't get to use too much. I think this would be absolutely freaking amazing. The Bewitched Blade, procced with bleed. The only downside is it has the durability of a toothpick. It has less durability than most katanas. Nope, oh wait. Yeah, less durability than most katanas with a 30. But if you want to look at this freaking weapon art, this thing is a diesel. This thing's awesome. Oh, I'm sitting there kind of like... This thing is awesome. That buff is huge. It's just unfortunate it has the durability of... Oh, wrong. It's left-handed. Has the durability of a freaking toothpick. But other than that, this thing does great damage. Procs bleed like crazy too. Well, we also made it bleed, so it's kind of its own thing. All right. So for our catalysts, our casting catalysts, the Witch Tree Branch to cast Dark Fog, and the Pyromancer Flame to cast Poison and Toxic Mist. And you're asking why I didn't upgrade these? Because it doesn't matter, because they proc in the same fashion. Toxic and Poison still proc the same way, if you upgrade it or not. So why waste the crafting consumables or the crafting stuff on things that it's not going to really improve the procking of poison or toxic, if you understand what I mean. Now, for our gear, as you can see, we got the Rogue Leggings, the Shadow Gauntlets, the Shadow Top, and the Crown of the Ivory King, which replaced, if I can find it, super extensive. We have a lot going on here. No? Ah, yes. We had the white hood on for a majority, and then we put the crown on. And I still like it, the Ivory King crown. I think it fits her. I think it fits her very much. For our casting, as you can see, we have Dark Fog and Toxic Mist, both proc poison and toxic. Pretty self-explanatory. Once we got Dark Fog, Poison Mist was out of the equation. Just didn't need it. Dark Fog cast Poison. And pretty much faster with the Witch Tree Branch, because it is the faster casting catalyst than the Sorcerer Staff. And just takes like 3 years with Toxic Mist. That takes 3 freaking years in comparison. That takes 3 years. So, but overall, really fun time. Oh yeah. So how poison works in this game compared to the other games, because we're not going to get into the other games. As with, instead of doing a percentage of their health equaling damage of poison, if you proc poison in this game, it is a flat 200 damage. On top of the standard damage you already do, which is cool, but it's no like a percentage, not like Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring or anything like that. I still think it's good. It's just not as good as the other games. But I feel like this would be a really good PvP build. It worked well in PvE. It just, some of the bosses just take forever to proc poison, or they're just immune to it altogether. Same with bleed. I found out less were immune to bleed, but at that rate, especially when you get to the DLC, a lot of them have elevated health and elevated resistances. So even trying to proc one of these was kind of a hassle. More often, bleed would proc. But on the occasion, we would get... I almost just jumped off the side. Sometimes on the DLC, we would get poison or toxic to proc. But it was kind of a lost cause with some of the bosses. Foom Knight, Sirlon, Alana, any of the big bosses at least. But anyway, I'd love to see what you think and what you would do. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the footage. Peace out.
Christmas melodrama. But I know it's number 5. They say you only bring heartache, but I know you brought a bottle of wine. Caroline, I know that you put on a show every time you two disagree. This heart is a stone, no one will ever break it. This heart is a stone, close to you it breaks easily. 'Cause everything that they say tells me to go away, but everything that I feel tells me to stay. They say you're like a Monday morning, I say you're like a Friday night. I don't get their points, and time is a good time for being with you. This heart is a stone,